and Donald Trump have a few things in common right now. You're both leading in the polls. You're both first-time candidates. What do you think are main characteristics that differentiate you two?
Well, probably the biggest thing is that, I realize where my success has come from. And I don't in any way deny my faith in God. And I think that probably is a big differentiator.
Can you expand on that? You don't believe his faith is sincere when he's made comments about it?
I haven't heard it. I haven't seen it. One of my favorite Bible verses, Proverbs 22:4, it says, "By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life." And that's a very big part of who I am. Humility and the fear of the Lord. I don't get that impression with him.
Let's move on to a different topic. Ben Carson, he's also making a lot of traction. He's feeling good about himself enough that he's coming at you. He is a man of faith. Everybody knows that. It's a cornerstone of his existence and certainly his motivation to run.
Well, I don't know that. I mean, I hadn't heard that. I've known Ben Carson of him for a long time. I never heard faith was a big thing until just recently.
He's a
when
Seventh-day Adventist.
Running.
I mean, it's something he talks
Ben
about a lot.
Carson's faith. And all of a sudden, he becomes this great religious figure. I don't think he's a great religious figure. And I saw him yesterday quoting something, and he was quoting on humility, and it looked like he had just memorized it about 2 minutes before he made the quote. So, don't tell me about Ben Carson.
Well,
now,
but Ben Carson's coming at you, too. He's
starting to hit me, so I hit back. I only hit back when I get hit. I'm a great counterpuncher.
Let me ask you...
But Ben Carson, you're talking about his faith. Excuse me, Chris.
Please.
Go back and look at his past. Go back and look at his views on abortion and see where he stands. You talk about abortion. I mean, go back and look at his views on abortion. Where now all of a sudden he gets on very low key. I mean, frankly, he makes Bush look like the Energizer Bunny. He's very low key. He's got a lot of donors, a lot of people pushing him. But Ben Carson, you look at his faith, and I think you're not going to find so much. And you look at his views on abortion, which were horrendous. And that's, I think, why I'm leading with all of the evangelicals. As you know in your poll, number one, I'm leading Ben Carson by a lot. You said, Ben Carson's surging. Well, I'm almost double his numbers. So,
absolutely. But I'm saying he came out of nowhere is all I'm saying. He's not a big celebrity. People didn't know about him. He doesn't get anywhere near the attention that you get.
Chris, I only bring it up because I saw him hitting me yesterday. He's questioning my faith.
Let me ask you something. He definitely is questioning your faith.
A great believer in the Bible.
He's definitely questioning your faith.
Hey, Chris, who is he to question my faith when I am, he doesn't even know me. I've met him a few times, but I don't know Ben Carson. He was a doctor, perhaps an okay doctor, by the way. You can check that out, too. We're not talking about a great... He was an okay doctor.
I don't know about okay doctor. He was the first man to separate conjoined twins.
Because he's a doctor and he hired one nurse, he's going to end up being the president of the United States. But for him to criticize me on my faith is absolutely... And for him to read from the Bible... In his memory, it looked like he memorized it about 2 minutes before he went on stage.
Do you think you're more a man of faith than he is?
Ben Carson is not going to be your next president. That I can tell you.
You think you're more a man of faith than Ben Carson is?
I would say I can't quote him. I can only say I am a man of faith. I don't know enough about Ben Carson. But if you look at his past, which I've done, he wasn't a big man of faith. All of a sudden, he's become this man of faith, and he was heavy into the world of abortion. And he was a doctor, and take a look at the hospitals where he worked. He was a doctor. Check out the past and see. All of a sudden, he's totally, he's totally anti-abortion. Well, if you look back, you will find he's a very much different Ben Carson. Now, one other thing.
Please.
He shouldn't be questioning my faith. Because, number one, I'm leading with the evangelicals. I'm Protestant. I'm Presbyterian. I have great relationships with the people of Iowa, with New Hampshire, with South Carolina. And he shouldn't be questioning my faith. You know why? Because he knows nothing about me. I met him a couple of times.
All right, so maybe you guys should get together. Let's move on to another topic.